We've been hearing rumors about a foldable iPhone for years, but we may finally have an idea of what this reimagined device could look like and when it could arrive, once Apple overcomes a few key design obstacles. Here's what we know so far. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to refer to this rumored device as the iPhone Flip because that's what we think it could look like if it ever comes out, a flip phone. Imagine something similar to the clamshell design of the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6, which calls back to the golden days of flip phones but with modern touchscreen displays. Various creators have drawn up concepts of what the iPhone Flip could look like, essentially a similar design to the phones we know today, but with a hinge in the middle and some touchscreen controls on the outside. These are all just guesses at this point. Apple has reportedly been working on a foldable phone since at least 2019. It filed a patent in November 2021 titled Electronic Devices with Durable Folding Displays, which was finally granted in July this year. There sadly aren't a ton of details in the patent, but it does include figures of displays folding around a hinge. That sounds a lot like a foldable iPhone, though Apple is being characteristically cryptic about which device could actually include this folding display. The patent suggests this could be applied to a device that, quote, may be a cellular telephone, a tablet computer, laptop computer, wristwatch device, or other wearable device, a television, a standalone computer display, or other monitor. But there's a strong sense this applies to a foldable iPhone, thanks to reports from outlets like The Information, which recently noted Apple is doubling down on the development of a foldable iPhone. According to that Information report, the tech giant reached out to suppliers in Asia about making components for an iPhone Flip. It seems Apple is struggling with a few key hurdles, though. One reported challenge has been reducing the crease in the middle of the folding display. Apple has notoriously high standards, and while other makers of foldable phones like Samsung and Motorola may be okay with users seeing a slight crease when their phones are fully unfolded, Apple doesn't appear to be in that same camp. That means the iPhone maker may have to wait until Corning, which makes the glass cover screens for Apple's phones, develop some kind of bendable version of its ceramic shield screen. Corning is already working on a bendable glass, but it hasn't shared a launch date yet, so it's not clear when exactly that could happen. A big challenge for Apple seems to be cost. Foldable phones don't come cheap. The Galaxy Z Flip 6 costs $1,100, and the Motorola Razr starts at $700, though when it debuted in 2020, it cost a whopping $1,500. A foldable iPhone will almost certainly cost more than standard models, which already start at around $800. It'll be up to Apple to source high-quality materials that aren't too expensive, so potential customers may actually be enticed to buy an iPhone Flip without worrying too much about price. But either way, it's safe to assume this won't be the most budget-friendly device if and when it sees the light of day. The timing feels right for a completely reimagined iPhone. The overall design of iPhones hasn't changed much over the years, and Apple has been criticized for incremental upgrades like the addition of an action button on the iPhone 15 Pro. It may be a useful feature, but it's not a revolutionary upgrade. And at a glance, it's admittedly hard to spot the difference between an iPhone 14 and 15, for instance. Those minimal tweaks, along with the high cost of smartphones, has led more people to cling to their devices for longer. Why pay $1,000 for a device that looks almost identical to what you already have? But if Apple can introduce a snazzy new phone with a folding display, that could entice people to drop all that money for an eye-catching gadget. A 2021 survey from YouGov found that half of US consumers are interested in buying a foldable phone, though iPhone owners were slightly less willing to make the leap than Samsung owners. That could change if Apple introduces an iPhone Flip and the Apple effect kicks in, making foldable phones more mainstream and desirable. For a while, there were rumors Apple may also be working on another version of a foldable iPhone resembling the Galaxy Z Fold, which turns into a mini tablet when opened like a book. But recent reports suggest Apple is now focused on a clamshell-style foldable, and that this iPhone Flip could come in several fun colors, maybe some bright pastels as well as sleeker dark blues and black. So when could we see a foldable iPhone? Apple could unveil the rumored device as soon as 2026, reports suggest, if it can work through those lingering design hurdles. Because of concerns about crease visibility and other device specifications, market analysts at TrendForce say it's unlikely Apple will release a foldable phone before 2027. In the meantime, the company is working on a, quote, significantly skinnier iPhone for next year's product launch, which could then lead to thinner and lighter Apple Watches, MacBook Pro laptops, and iPad tablets, according to a report from Bloomberg. And maybe that'll also apply to an iPhone Flip that's thinner and lighter, making it an overall more enticing choice. Either way, we'll have to wait a bit longer to see what Apple is cooking up. Would you be interested in buying an iPhone Flip? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.